Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. Before we even begin anything that has to do with AEW or anything that has to do with the show in general, a very big loss was today in the world of professional wrestling. Road Warrior Animal, Joe Laurinaitis, has passed away at the age of 60. If you do not know who this is, you really need to rethink of how you look at wrestling. One half of I shouldn't even say arguably, one half of the greatest tag team of all time, the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, or if you want to call them Legion of Doom, whatever or whatnot, whatever you want to call them. They are arguably like the greatest tag team of all time, from winning the WWF titles, the NWA tag titles, New Japan, if I say NWA, WCW, probably several more I don't even really know about whatnot. Like I said, the tag team gold they have held is just I couldn't even name it all for you, okay? And just what happened to him with their manager, Paul Ellering, and whatnot. I was very surprised to hear about this today. I almost didn't really believe. I'm like, really? Road Warrior Animal? And to what I've read, and I didn't want to believe TMZ, because when it comes to TMZ reporting it, I don't really look at it as actual news half the time. But once I started hearing it from other wrestling websites, it turned out to be true. Apparently, it was natural causes, to what I've read. I don't know if anything else will come out about that, but that's just what I read. It was natural causes and whatnot. But I will say, for the Road Warriors, listen, I didn't grow up in the 80s or whatnot, especially when they were in their prime and everything, or the early 90s, when it came to the Road Warriors themselves. The memories I could say I really have watching the Road Warriors on TV in the past, other than mostly a lot of YouTube clips, and I recommend anybody go look it up, like from promos and everything. Like the times I remember them was like that one time both of them were in TNA. I know Animal showed up more and more, but um, I do remember them being on that Raw in 2003 facing RVD and Kane, even though it was like what a few minutes or whatnot. I do remember that. Also, I somewhat remember LOD 2000, but I don't think people like to talk about that a lot, because everybody knew that was taking shots at Hawk's addictions and whatnot. And then I just remember Animal being in what was it? Him and Heidenreich. They were trying to, I don't want to say they tried to reform the Legion of Doom, but they somewhat did, and he did it for Hawk and everything. If you remember that whole thing on SmackDown back in like '04 and everything, look that up. But yeah, like the Road Warriors, like I said, greatest tag team, like without a shadow of a doubt, greatest tag team of all time. Like I said, I can't go through a whole history lesson with you or whatnot on this. I literally recommend going just to YouTube, and you can find a lot of matches throughout the years. Probably stuff I don't even know. And the only thing I will say, I kind of remember the last thing Road Warrior Animal doing was being on that Dark Side of the Ring episode when they were talking about the Road Warriors, and through Hawk's problems, or what they did from their rise in wrestling to their peak. Just like I said, just the stuff with Hawk, all the way to his, Hawk's death during that time. And I noticed where they had the ending on Dark Side of the Ring. I'm glad they were able to get Road Warrior Animal to do that, though, when they were doing episode about them. So I do remember watching that months ago. Got a phone call here. I wish that wasn't happening. Sorry I had to take that call for a second, but yeah, just from, we all know what the Doomsday device is and everything, and I think they were put in the Hall of Fame like what 2000 and, when did they put the Road Warriors in the WWE Hall of Fame? Like 2000 and, was it 2010 or 11? I'm not really sure what year they went into the Hall of Fame. Please, somebody tell me the year that the Road Warriors did go into the Hall of Fame, or Legion of Doom or whatnot. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what year it was. I know they're in the Hall of Fame, no. So please, somebody tell me that. But yeah, I just wanted to say a few things about, like I said, Road Warrior Animal. It's a very huge loss in the world of professional wrestling. No, it really is. But I've seen a lot of tributes today. I'm sure a lot of people put up that photo of like the toy animal, action figure, and you see Hawk in the ring holding the ropes up. Both of them basically they're up there now and having and whatnot. So it's very symbolic if you go look up that photo, because I've seen it on Twitter throughout most of the entire day and whatnot. So it's like I said, it's been a lot of tributes and everything, but it is a huge loss in the world of professional wrestling. I was surprised. I didn't really believe it at first. I'm surprised he was just only 60 years old. I actually thought he was older. I really did. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to say a few things before we even did anything that had to do with a review of this show. Okay, so I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Road Warrior Animal and whatnot. So, like I said, all I can say is RIP, and wow, what a rush, folks. What a rush. But moving on, though, we do move on into this week's AEW. I know they had a graphic up, like I said, for Animal, but we did kick off the show with a match I really did not need to see. A match that was just basically garbage. Okay, this was garbage right here, and I don't even know why it was even on my TV screen, to be honest. And what do we get here? We got Miro, which this is technically his debut match. Let me say, Miro, he looks fantastic. Let's get out that way. The guy is just been working out heavily, and he looks like a beast out there. Let me say that, number one. But yes, Miro and Sabian went against Joey Janela and Sunny Kiss. And they did have like a picture-in-picture video for a second. Yeah, they went on talking about what Janelle cut this promo talking about how Sabian should have tried to marry Ford, and that him and Sunny Kiss on Expressway to Victory, which that was a very god-awful promo and just cringe in general. And this match sucked, okay? This match was bad. And this was only a way to get... This is just basically to get Miro over, okay? Just to show he's a powerhouse. And everybody said, Miro looked great. He looked great to be out there. He was happy and everything. And, good on him and whatnot, too. But he can't save this match himself. This was bad. This was botchy. Given who's involved in this match, that tells you something. And I got another phone call. Hold on. But yeah, other than that phone call, yeah, given who's involved in this match, this was not really good. This was just botchy. And, I have been hearing this for a few days that Janela and Kiss were going to start being called the new Midnight Express, or the Midnight Express is... I didn't know if that was even real in that, but I kept hearing that more and more in the past couple days. And that would have been the stupidest idea ever. And they wouldn't have got away with it anyways, because I'm sure the WWE would have stopped them, or the Midnight Express themselves, okay? And like I said, I've seen a lot of people just saying either Tony Khan came up with the idea, and I was like, I hope that's not really true, because, number one, I'm sure there's trademarks for that, and Stan Lane, Bobby Eaton, Dennis Condrey, or Jim Cornette could possibly sue them, and the WWE also, because there was already a new Midnight Express, and that was Bob Holly and Bart Gunn in like the 90s and whatnot. So I'm hoping that rumor was that true, because when I even heard about it a little for the past few days, I'm like, that would make no sense. I'm like, there's already a team called the Midnight Express. There's already a team called the New Midnight Express. And like I said, I've seen a lot of people comment on this in a few days about either they would get sued by this, or Cornette will go blow a gasket. And you gotta go look at the video of his response and whatnot. It's actually funny, but some thought this was an actual shot at him, which that would make no sense. I'm almost telling them, if that were to be true, that tells you something. It's almost like the company is probably listening to his words And they must care what he says that much. If you didn't care, why would you name a team called the Midnight Express when there's already one? And it's not an original. It's not like it was an original idea they were coming up with too. You're just stealing a name off somebody. But I don't think that's true. But I just was hearing it for the past few days, and it just started kind of getting thrown around. So I hope that would not be happening. But this match itself was long, went on too long. It was not good, and it ended up with Miro. Well, he hit the camel clutch. I want to say the accolade, but the camel clutch onto Sunny Kiss, and it was over. So, yeah, a lot of people involved in this. It's like Rusev had to wrestle jobbers out there, basically. Not Rusev. Miro had to go out there and wrestle jobbers. That's what he had to do, folks. He had to go out there and wrestle job guys. That's all I could take from this match. Okay? It wasn't good. But right after we did have Eddie Kingston come out, talking about how he's getting a title shot tonight. Pretty much told the hard cam, and the cameras are leaving up in front of his face so he could look at the crowd and the people at home, and that him and Moxley are going to be fighting for the AEW title. And as Eddie King said, he was never eliminated from the Casino Battle Royale, and that 18 years in this business, he deserves a title shot. And that, him and Moxley used to be a cut from the same cloth, but Moxley wanted to go out there to the land of sports entertainers where he sold his soul to the devil, while Eddie Kingston was out here still fighting with the real ones, the fighters, the outlaws, the people that were putting their lives on the line and whatnot. And he says, before we go to war, I want to look in your eyes, Moxley, and see if that same person is there. And at the sports entertainer, which Mox came out, they had a stare down, and pretty much the referee stopped it. So that was a great stare down and great promo by Eddie Kingston. Now the reason why this match is happening, unfortunately, Lance Archer has tested positive for the coronavirus, and I'm sure he has to go on 2-week quarantine. So that 6-man tag that was supposed to happen tonight ended up getting canceled. That's why we're having a title match from out of nowhere with Eddie Kingston, which I guess they found a way to somewhat make it make sense, since Eddie Kingston's been going on for the past few weeks about how I was never eliminated. So in a way, it's almost like a contingency plan when you think about it. So it's best, I guess, they're going to put the belt on the line and say, hey, Archer's not here, so I can get the title shot now. Hopefully Archer is back, though, before October the 14th and whatnot, when the actual title match happens. I think that should be 2 weeks long enough. I'm not really sure, but that does really suck that Archer did catch the virus. He has gone on to explain how it happened on his Twitter. I'm not going to go into that right now, but you could look that up to see what he said. So that's the reason why Eddie Kingston is getting a title shot tonight, due to Archer being gone with the coronavirus right now. Next, though, they had Evil Uno versus Hangman Page. Kenny Omega was on commentary. Kenny Omega is not good on commentary. Like I was kind of trying to say it was not really good last week and trying to give it a chance. Yeah, this week he is not good. I don't really want him on commentary. Omega is all over the place. That even I had a hard time understanding where he was going with this half the time. Okay, he's not good. As for the match with Evil Uno and Hangman, I'll say this: it was good, and I would say solid to an extent. I can't say I really care given who was involved, and it was Evil Uno. I don't mind Hangman and everything, but why did this match even need to go on this long? Some people even saying they took it from a sequence off of the G1 between Jeff Cobb and Shingo Takagi on New Japan. I've been hearing that too, but it was okay. I'll say that. It was solid. And Hangman still ended up getting the win with the buckshot lariat as Kenny ended up leaving. Which, like I said, I swear he had no idea what he was talking about on the mic half the time. And like I said, Hangman, he ended up winning. Like I said, he won with the buckshot. And that was the end of the match. It was okay with Evil Uno, but it's not like I'm saying much from it. But I thought it was okay for what it was, whatnot. But Omega, take him off commentary. They then went to one of the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, talk about how he super kicked Alex Marvez and the referee for the past few weeks, and we've gone through a lot lately, and how opportunities and friendships, and Shivani brought up FTR, which they took his phone and broke it then, so and left it on the ground, and pretty much Tony needs to get an upgrade. Listen, for some reason, I look at the Young Bucks, and I know they're trying to kind of make them heel or badasses or something to an extent, but I'm not seeing it. I really don't see these guys looking like badasses for some reason. I don't really know why, but they don't come off as badasses. They really don't. They're just, something ain't cutting it, and it's honestly not working. Okay, it's working to an extent, and they're going around paying fines and super kicking everybody now, but something about it, just I can't buy to them as these badass heels they're trying to make into. It's just not working for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't feel like it's working. Next though, the actual title match tonight: Orange Cassidy versus Brody Lee. It was okay. I don't know, somebody brought this up. If, it took Brody Lee, it took 3 minutes to beat Cody. How did it took like 8-10 minutes to beat Orange Cassidy? And some will say, well, he was just playing out there and toying with him before going in for the kill. Even though with all the Dark Order out there, Orange Cassidy still took him out and they couldn't stop him doing that. Excuse me on that, but yeah, some people wonder how long it was going to take him to beat Cassidy out here when you think about it. Like I said, the match was okay. It's not much I could say from it, but some people wonder why Orange Cassidy's even getting a TNT title shot where he did beat Chris Jericho, so I can see why he's getting one. But yeah, the match was okay what it was. Brody Lee ended up getting with the discus clothesline for the win, but next thing you know, the lights went out, and then they start coming on, and of course, who do you think is returning? Cody Rhodes. For a guy that's having a big return and whatnot, they need that much of an elaborate entrance with the lights, and I wouldn't mind if he just came from the dark and showed up without any music and then started attacking the Dark Order, but it's like he had to have the lights again, and he's got to have pyro, he's got to have like the most grandest entrance just to make a return for some reason. But the only difference with Cody, he looked more darker, he had dark hair, the old dark hair he had before, and like a black suit. Some people think the guy looked like he's going to a golf convention or whatever, or he's trying to be all mysteriously dark now, but that's what Cody came out with. Like I say, he's got his black hair back, but he took out the Dark Order trying to get to Brody Lee, even putting one of them into a figure four or whatnot, or even calling him Cody Noyar. He's got that Noyar look going to him right now too, but yeah, I'm sure this is going to happen anyway, because even I wonder, like, okay, they've had Brody Lee champion for like 5 weeks now, which we'll get in his promo in a second, but, Cody, who's been gone for like a few weeks now, and I figured he was going to be back sooner or later to get his belt back, so obviously this is going to be the time now for the rematch to Cody get his title shot against, was title back from Brody Lee, so I expect that to happen soon enough. But Brody Lee was in the back, called Cody a coward. What kind of man sends up people to do his dirty work, or like Dustin or Brandy? And let's talk about why Cody's wife posts Instagram thirst traps and calls him daddy. That was funny, and basically told Cody's gonna wrap this dog collar around his godforsaken neck tattoo and pull it away from him. And next, you have a week to challenge. Do you accept my challenge and everything before next week? So he told Cody that in his promo. Next, Matt Hardy, which I swear Matt Hardy was supposed to be taking time off. I thought he was taking time off, but he's still here every week, and happy birthday to him. But him and Private Party came out, and he wanted to know who was attacked him from behind last week. And, he feels like he knows who it is. Felt like a bat, as he said. But Matt Hardy, though, as I said, wanted to know who the culprit was. He thinks who took him out, that they had a face mask on and maybe a bat and everything. And, he was looking for whoever it was, but it was a piece of metal just like a baseball bat. And, how come that Jake Hager and, Chris Jericho walked up to the scene a moment later then? But Matt went on and talked about how, a Private Party and their match last week with them, and basically told, called out Jericho, wanted to put Isaiah Cassidy in the walls Jericho after the match, and that Jericho is the prime suspect right now. And, he couldn't even I think Matt couldn't get his words out. Then he started fumbling, he's trying to say the more things change, the more they stay the same. But he was kind of stumbling for a second. But he called Jericho an asshole and everything. But next, the Inner Circle came out, and Jericho told Matt, like, happy birthday. Who gives a shit, okay? Who really gives a shit? And Jericho said, Sammy wasn't here because of what Matt Hardy did to him. Nobody knows when he's coming back. But then next thing you know, he lied. Sammy Guevara is back in the fold again. As Jericho says, I didn't take you out with my bat. If I wanted to do it, I would have took it out in front of you because he's the million viewer man. And which the guy keep talking about the ratings for some reason. They can't help themselves. But Jericho went on to say that if he was going to take him out, I would have done it to your face so I can enjoy it. And, I could hit you right now if I wanted to. But Matt says, all right, I answered the challenge. You want to do it. But Mark Quinn says, listen, you need to take time off. You need to get cleared, which I'm wondering that myself sometime. I thought he said that like 2 weeks ago in that promo, and I thought we wouldn't be seeing Matt Hardy on TV for a while. But he keeps coming back, though. I don't know what's going on with that. But Mark Quinn, he says, when you're cleared, I'm going to take him out next week. But Isaiah Cassidy basically said, I want the challenge, okay? Because no one expects me to do this. That, yes, you did beat me, and I almost beat you next week. But how about one-on-one that a young 23-year-old from the streets of Brooklyn can beat Chris Jericho? Because he said he's going to make Le Champion his Le Champion bitch, basically. Which Jericho watched on. Which the promo was okay, I will say, from that. Private Party, they're not that bad on the mic, but they still need time. Matt Hardy, he wasn't bad. I just don't know why. I'm surprised he's still there every week. Jericho was Jericho on the commentary not commentary, but Jericho was Jericho on the mic also and whatnot, so that wasn't bad. And my friend Steven brought this up to me. You think Cassidy would go over next week with Jericho, but I don't think that's going to happen because, how many people can Jericho keep losing to? Like I said for Chris Jericho, you can put over younger talents. Nothing wrong with that. But there's levels to the shit of who you put over. So I still think Jericho's going to go over one way or another. But there's levels to this shit when you're putting somebody over, okay? But next, FTR and Tully Blanchard were out there talking about, the best tag team in the world. We're on TV every week. And how about, 60-minute time limits for their 20-minute matches on TV. But they went on to talk about we can give someone 20 minutes of brush with greatness, and our first opponents will be SCU. And if they don't win those in those 20 minutes, we'll be considered the winners. And everybody will know what the challenge is now. Because what did Tully say that we could make it $20 or not $20, but they'll get paid in contract if SCU cannot finish. And they called that match with Best Friends last week a backyard match. As the Best Friends came out and says, all right, man, we may be banged up, but if you want to do this 20-minute challenge right now, we'll do it. It's all right, you want to do it? You want to do it? Let's do it. And before they could start the match, it was a fake out, okay? And, they said, we can't do this right now. It'll be fair because you guys aren't 100% right now. As Chuck Taylor then called them, he said Santana and Ortiz may be a lot of things, but at least they didn't run from a fight. He called them weenies. And it's like I laughed at this, but at the same time, it sounded lame for him calling people weenies, okay? Weenies, you're a weenie and whatnot. And then, he did the Okada camera shot hug with Trent out there. FTR, I don't say their promo was that bad and everything, but I don't know where they're going with this 20-minute challenge or whatnot. And Chuck Taylor with this weenie thing. It's like I'm laughing at this, but then it just sounds so lame. It sounds really lame. Like, you're a weenie. Like, that's something I hear out of SpongeBob for some reason. The weenie. All right, weenies. I'm going to call you a weenie, you weenie. You're a weenie. You're a weenie, I tells you. Something about that just makes him very cringe. I don't know why it makes me feel cringe and makes him sound lame. Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida went against Ivelisse and Diamante. I thought about this, and I know everybody's been talking about this whole shoot that happened last week with Thunder Rosa and Evilise being in the ring together, and the whole controversy behind that, especially with Evilise. And I heard this match last week was very chopped and edited. Okay, if they got beef and everything, why did you put these same women back out there except in a tag team match this time? And I'm sure people said, I'm sure Tony Khan or management told either Evilise and them, like, y'all need to stop this right now and just focus on the match. I'm assuming that may have been happening or whatnot. I'm not really sure. But, I not really sure. Okay. Not. Something about it. Where do you go? I'm not even sure. Even I'm starting to lose track on this too in some type of way. I don't know why, but there you go. It's like if they got beef with each other, why would you put these both women back out there in the same match? Okay. Well, even I started to lose it right there. But maybe everything is hashed out. The match itself it's okay. I will say that I don't know, some about it. Some people think it's lacking a type of chemistry or something's not meshing well together. I'm not sure what it is, but it was okay for what it was. Which Carl Sheet ended up getting a knee strike on the Diamante for the win. So they won from this, and I don't know. I guess they're still trying to do the whole NWA Women's Championship for the versus the AEW Women's Championship again. I feel like they're going for that, but the tag match was I don't know, it was whatever, but I think they told him to stop fighting each other out there for real. Chris Jericho was in the back talking about Isaiah Cassidy and everything, and he's going to meet with some left and rights next week, but MJF came in, and he says, looks out, we got to do something. And I guess, you got to pack, I got to pack, we're doing things with Le Champion, it's MJF, but then he says, you called me a loser last week, which they said at the same time. I didn't say that. I didn't say that either. As they just kept walking away, and today went over the card for next week. But in the main event, we get Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. The match was good. I think I expected a little bit more. Some say at least both of these men were going to go through a war. And yeah, they showed some strong style out there. And it wasn't bad. But at the end of the day, this match was still announced at the last minute, people. Because nobody didn't really know about this match until today with Eddie Kingston. So, because Lance Archer is gone right now. So they had to go for a title match in general. So we going for a title match against somebody. I guess that was next in line. Who was ever the second contender behind Archer. But then again, Eddie Kingston was never eliminated. But still. That is the main event you got, though, with Moxley and Kingston. I would expect more, maybe some blood, I don't know, war, but both of these guys still did a very good job, beat the hell out of each other. But come on, Jon Moxley was never going to lose this title, okay? This was a last-minute match, so nobody ever believed he was going to lose. Mox ended up winning with the Bulldog choke for the win. Pentagon and Phoenix came out and attacked Moxley. Will Hobbs then came for the save, and then Darby Allin with his skateboard. But next Ricky Starks came in and hit him with the Rochambeau, taking him down. Eddie Kingston was directing traffic then. Right after, as they was beating up the three faces and whatnot, as the heel stood tall over them to end the show. Okay, beating up Moxley, Hobbs, and Darby Allin there, basically. Just beating those three up. So that was the show with AEW tonight, though. Not sure where they're gonna go with Mox and Eddie here. If they'll go with that again. Could it continue? I don't know. Not really sure. Some people have been saying that for years now, but don't know if this is a mini feud or this will be something. But I think this is a mini feud between Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley just until Lance Archer comes back. Until they get Archer back, the guy gets something to do right now. But not bad, though, I will say, in the main event and whatnot. The main event was okay. But yeah, that's how I would call and whatnot. Let's see where they go from this, but we'll see if he keeps it. They keep attacking Dark Order, whatnot. Not really sure, but we'll see what happens. Okay. But other than that, follow me on Twitter at HooDenight90. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the show itself. Hey, well, whatever you want to think about it. I don't know. Check for all ideas. Not really even sure. But other than that, I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.